All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We're back with a video here. It's February 26th. We got 7 games on the NBA slate today. One early game, my Boston Celtics taking on the Pistons. We don't have any shout-outs in today's video because last time I made a video was a while ago, and for that, I am owed a womp womp, but no shout-outs because nothing will be relevant there. But we will jump into each and every game that we have on the slate today. I'll give you what I'm thinking, give you where my mind is, give you what my play is on the game. But if you guys want to find my final plays, they will be in the pinned comment of this video. So make sure to check those out, guys. That's where I put my final plays, what I'm rolling with tonight, what I'm risking, what I'm going with. And if you want to fade me, you're probably smart. But if you want to ride, you are a genius. Let's jump right into it here. We have the Pistons hosting my Boston Celtics. Like I said, Celtics 11-point favorites here. The Celtics are rolling. They're playing so well. Finally, we see the Celtics team playing well against the spread in their last 10 games. They're 6-4. This Pistons team, no surprise, 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. It's an 11-point spread here, which seems like a lot, and I say it all the time. I really don't like betting double-digit spreads when it comes to picking the favorite here, but this Boston Celtics team is just playing too well. They're healthy. They have their guys. Everything on the court looks great. They're playing incredible defense. So I think we're going to lean Celtics here -11, and that's got a strong chance of being a final play because I am a biased Celtics fan. But Celtics -11, we're going to lean that one. Next up, we have the Hawks, 2.5-point favorites over the Raptors here. This Raptors team was playing some good basketball, but in the last couple weeks kind of fell off a little bit. They're 1-3 in their last 4 games here. In their last 10 against the spread, they're still playing well. 7-3 against the spread, and the Hawks are slipping a little bit. But this Hawks team at home, I do really trust. Last 5 home games, 3-2 against the spread. I think they're the better team. I think that even with some of the injuries that they've dealt with, Hunter's probable, John Collins is out, Williams out, Dang is upgraded to probable here. I do think that this Hawks team can play some good basketball coming off of a close loss to Chicago just a couple nights ago. I think they come out with a little bit of fire here. So I'm going to lean the favorite here at home, -2.5 Atlanta. This is one where, to be completely honest, if you had the Raptors, if that's your play, +2.5, you could. I wouldn't talk you off of it. This is one that's kind of right down the middle for me, and I'm kind of just siding with the team that I truly feel is the better team at home, I guess, when it comes to home away. Like, I think that this Raptors team went on a tear. They show that they are a legitimate team, but I think this Hawks team at home is a little bit different. So, you know, I wouldn't talk you off the Raptors whatsoever. Next up, we have the Bulls, -2 against the Grizzlies. Bulls, last game, that close game against the Hawks there. Shout out to my boy Kev, who's been on the channel before. Kev went to the game, and this Bulls team is playing really well. 6 wins in a row here. Memphis, Brooks is out, and Pons is out. No new injuries for the Bulls here. I do like this Bulls team, but I also like this Memphis team. This is a tough one for me. It's a 2-point spread, meaning it's very, very close. The last time these two teams played, Memphis got the edge, and that was about a month ago. So I think I'm going to go and flip-flop and say that it's tough to beat a team twice. I'm going to leave Chicago here -2. They are the hotter team, but Memphis was hot just like, what, a week ago? So I'm not too strong behind this one, but I do love the fact that the Bulls have a low spread here, and they are red hot. I feel like that's 2 games in a row now where I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. You're like, oh, great pick show, Evan. But hey, it is what it is. I don't BS you guys. Next up, we have the Heat. 8.5-point favorites over the Spurs here. This Heat team playing good basketball, 7-3 in their last 10. Josh Richardson for the Spurs, questionable. Langford, questionable. And Primo's questionable. For Miami, Dedmon is questionable. This Heat team, in the last 10 games, you know, against the spread, 5-4-1. Same with the Spurs. For whatever reason, I just see this being too big of a number. And I'm probably the idiot in the room, but I think I'm leaning underdog here. Spurs, 8.5. I don't think that that's like an educated play. It's just like a gut feeling that I'm getting. This Spurs team has played. What are they in their last 10 games? I got it up here in front of me. They're 5-5 in their last 10, 5-4-1 against the spread. Away, they're 4-2-1. And the Heat at home are 0-2 in the last 2 games against the spread. So maybe I'm going and reading too much into that, and maybe I'm just a crazy person leaning with the Spurs, but I kind of like the I like the Spurs in this one, +8.5. Especially if I could buy like a 1.5, give them a double-digit bounce. I don't know. We'll see. Check the pinned comment for my final play, though, because I feel like that could just be like a throw the grenade in there, and let's see if it happens. Before we get to the rest of the plays, guys, I do want to mention the ride of the day, hashtag ride of the day. Guys, give me a player prop in the comments and use the hashtag ride of the day, and I will be jumping on one of your plays, and I'll let you know in the comments. I'll be like, let's ride or something like that. Give me one player prop, and if you guys do that and I do ride with your play, I'm trusting your research. I'm putting your money where my mouth is, or your mouth where my money is. I don't know. Sounds weird. But I will be jumping on one of your plays, guys. And if you win or lose, if you win, you'll hear a cheer in the next video and you'll get your shout out. If you lose, I shouldn't say you. If we lose, you'll get a womp womp. But yeah, let me know hashtag ride of the day in the comments and give me a player prop you guys are riding with tonight. And I will be jumping on one of yours in the comments below. And then also stay tuned for the hashtag of the day, guys. All the OGs know that's another way to get shouted out, because this is just a shout out show, not an NBA pick show. But yeah. For whatever reason, we're leaning Spurs plus 8.5. Next up, we have the Cavs minus 7.5 against the Wizards here. This, I feel like, is going to come down to a very similar situation as the Spurs game there. I understand this Cavs team is a better team, but with no Garland, LeVert's out indefinitely, Rondo out indefinitely as well, I think I'm leaning Washington here plus 7.5. I know that they don't have their best player either, or best players, I should say. Porzingis downgraded to doubtful, Beal, as we know, out. But either way, I think that this is another underdog in a row here where I think that number may be a little bit too big. And when I say too big, like, I don't think that this is a huge number. I just think that this Cavs team's beaten, bruised, not playing as good of basketball as they have in the past, and 7.5 points is a chunk to give in a basketball game. So I'm going to lean Washington here minus 7.5. Next up, Bucks minus 9.5 against the Nets. This Nets team, talk about beaten, bruised. Yikes. Kevin Durant out. Joe Harris out. Ben Simmons is out. Milwaukee here, we have George Hill, or questionable. Connaughton out. Bembry upgraded to Pro Bowl. Allen is upgraded to Pro Bowl as well. Brooklyn just got stomped by the Celtics, beat by Washington. They are not playing good basketball without Durant here. Milwaukee coming off of a tough loss to Philly. What was that, 9 days ago, too? So I think that this Bucks team comes out refreshed, 9.5 points. Give me a double-digit win. I'm leaning Bucks here at minus 9.5. Next up, Nuggets, minus 8.5 over the Kings. This Nuggets team playing good basketball. 4 wins in a row, 6 out of the last 7 games. Sacramento has lost 3 in a row, but to some good teams. Chicago, Denver in the mix there as well. In terms of injuries, Holmes is questionable for Sacramento. And no new updated injuries here to make note of for Denver. 8.5 points I think is very, very fair. I trust Denver at home here. I'm leaning Denver. They are 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games. I'm leaning Denver here minus 8.5. That's got a chance to be one of the final plays. But guys, keep an eye on the pinned comment. That's where my final plays will be, as I said at the beginning of the video. But let's get into the hashtag of the day. Today's hashtag of the day, fade. Fade. If you're smart, you'll fade me. Use hashtag fade in the comments and give me your plays. Give me the rundown of what you guys are rolling with tonight. And if you guys have a positive night, a winning night, a positive night, you guys have a chance to be shouted out in the next video. And again, you can give me 100 plays. And if you go 51-49, that's money making. Your pockets are getting a little bit heavier. You got a chance to be shouted out. Or you can go 3-0. You can have a great night. You're having a good night. As long as you have a winning night and giving me your plays, you guys have a chance to be shouted out in the next video. And yeah, I wonder what the next way to be shouted out. You guys already have, we'll pop both hashtags up on the screen. You already have ride of the day, which is a player prop. Give me a player prop. And then a second way is the hashtag fade, which changes every single day. Hashtag of the day. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'm glad to be back here on the channel making some content. But yeah, we will try and sink our teeth back into it. We're ready for it. And you know, hit that subscribe button, like the video, use those hashtags in the comments, and let's make some bread tonight. Let's make some bread tonight. Our pockets are a little bit, you know, a little bit light. Let's make them a little bit heavier, but we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.